Huh, is this thing on? Capitalism, always a good subject. Yeah, because I mean, I suppose the definition of capitalism isn't very important when you're trying to discuss it. So we all make up our own definitions of capitalism? Sweet. Someone should tell that to Michael Moore. I don't know, that's why I'm watching the movie.
Not like Jim to be late, you know.
Hey, I'm looking for the bathroom, man.
Oh, hiya, Jim. Well, look, we still have a few minutes before we go on the air.
We've been sitting here for 3 hours, you asshole.
Oh, let's save the talk. Can't we agree that capitalism is an economic system? A system for the production and distribution of things we need and want?
Like hell it is.
Not until you say something about government, too. There has to be a legal basis for any economic system to operate.
Well, it's easy to see that you have different ideas of what capitalism is. Maybe we should
These
talk
lines
about
sound
what
so
it is
forced.
not. It is not a system of strict governmental control and planning in which a dictator or board tells people what jobs they may hold and what goods they may produce.
And it's
Like
not a
socialism.
system of government ownership. Let me tell you about something. It
No.
shows that the basis of the capitalistic system is private property. It happened when Eleanor and I went down to get the things for the class weenie roast.
And I put my private
We
on
went
her
to
property.
Mr. Brown's store. Well, that's what I mean. Mr. Brown really owns property. All those store fixtures and the groceries in there, and, well, the whole store.
And
It's
the
his
meth on the
property,
counter.
And he can do almost anything with it that he likes. We needed weenies. Mr. Brown had weenies.
You know, I bet that's the first time Mr.
It's
Brown
as
has heard that in
simple
a
as
long
that.
time.
You might argue about his prices. Anyway, Eleanor did. But after all, he has a right to earn something for the goods and services he supplies, and he does supply services as well as goods.
God
When we
said
agreed
so.
to buy everything from him, weenies, buns, marshmallows, and charcoal, he agreed to give us extra service, deliver everything in his truck. And since we didn't have enough cars, he agreed to make another trip and take a lot of the kids out to the picnic. And he could help us that way because the truck is his private property. And he can do just about
And what does this have
anything
to do
with
with
it that he wants.
capitalism?
That's how a capitalistic system operates. The people own property and use it to provide the goods and services that all of us need.
That's what I mean about government.
That has
Mr.
almost
Brown's
nothing to do
very
with
right to own
capitalism, but
property
okay.
is guaranteed by our Constitution. Yes, but, well, Bill's missed the whole point to what happened at Mr. Brown's store. Mr. Brown has property, all right, but that's not what he's interested in.
Socialist!
And he does help supply us with things we want. But that's not why he's in business. He's in business to make money. There's
Exactly.
the basis of the capitalistic system.
You
profit
go, girl.
motive. He may give service when he has to make a profit. Well, when I complained that his prices were too high, he could see those profits going right out the window if we didn't buy from him. So naturally,
he told me to
offered
fuck
to help
off.
us out with his truck, so he could make a sale and a profit. And just think of all the others who made a profit.
Mr. Brown
on
is
those
definitely
weenies.
known for making profits
Cattle
off
growers,
weenies.
meat packers, shippers, distributors, they're all in business to make profit.
Of course they make a profit. And it's a good thing. That's the incentive that makes capitalism work. To give us more of the things that we need.
Like good
That's the
California-grown
incentive that other
marijuana.
economic systems lack.
I think you've both missed the point. It's competition. That's why Mr. Brown offered his truck. He wanted to make sure you'd buy from him and not from a competitor.
And why was he free to make
Like the
that
colored
offer?
man down the street.
Freedom of contract. You and Mr. Brown entered into a contract, an agreement. You agreed to buy what you needed from him. He agreed to let you use the truck.
Will someone take their top
the
off
same way,
already? I
he
mean,
got
come on,
the
this is
weenies
getting really
by
boring.
entering into a contract with the wholesaler. And he got the truck by entering into a contract with someone else. Under a capitalistic system, you're free to make almost any kind of a contract with anyone.
Freedom of contract, competition, profit motive, private property. And
Well,
what do they all
golly.
Free enterprise. Well, that's what capitalism is. A system of free enterprise.
Well, now tell us what free enterprise means.
All right.
You know, I really hope they
It means that you
do
can
let
go
that
into
bird out of
business
that little
wherever and
cage.
however
It
you
seems
please.
awful small to keep a canary.
Anybody can go into any business. Any legal business, that is. But I still say you can't leave government out of the discussion. Government must at least guarantee the right of private property and freedom of contract in order that...
Quiet, please. Everybody.
I want government
We're
out of
here
my
in 2
health care,
seconds.
but I want to make sure I keep Medicare. Oh, wait, I'm not ready,
Good afternoon. This is Ray Bennett,
nipples.
acting as moderator for the Western High School Radio Forum. Our topic today, what is capitalism?
So they were arguing
You
all
hear
that time and the
capitalism.
microphone wasn't even on, was it?
Capitalistic system, on every hand, on the radio, in newspapers, magazines, books, in lectures, and daily
fisticuffs.
conversation. But just what is capitalism?
The belief that capital letters
To
are
start our
better than
forum,
lowercase
we'll
letters?
present a few candid interviews, recorded remarks of representative citizens of our town who were asked for their opinions about our capitalistic system.
And my hair.
Well, why should there be any question about it? Hasn't it given us the highest standard of living in the world?
Why, McCarthy would roll over in his grave.
We don't have free enterprise, just bureaucratic red tape. The government ought to keep its hands off business.
Freedom of contract? Don't know about that. We've got the union and seniority.
I just
make
fixed
a
the
living.
cards,
I
kid.
should worry.
Where's all this competition we've heard so much about?
I only shop at
You call
Walmart.
these prices low?
Well, perhaps the regular I'm glad I can work for myself. With capitalism, you take your choice.
It seems that capitalism means different things to different people. Let's hear now
it seems
from
some
our
people
town
don't know what it
treasurer,
is
Mr.
at all.
John Howard.
We say we live in a capitalistic society. What does that mean?
There's no one in this
Well,
town
we can
knows what
point to certain
capitalism means. I mean,
fundamental
they've
ideas
been
which we
blabbering
say
on
are
about it
part
for
of a
like the last
capitalistic
6
system.
minutes.
For example, private property. Individuals or corporations may own land, natural resources, buildings of all kinds, machinery and equipment for the production of goods,
And Mormon
facilities
wives.
for the transportation of goods, and the goods themselves. In a capitalistic system, these are usually private property. Another idea fundamental to capitalism is the profit motive. For the sake of profit, we cultivate the land. We build great
Unless they're
factories
going
to
illegal
produce
substances on it, in which case,
goods. We sell for profit.
you know what
The
happens.
goods thus produced, we transport over large distances, still for the sake of profit. Those who have savings often invest.
Profit
or
is
lend
good
them,
unless you're making too
hoping
much
for a
of it.
share of profit. And in so doing, help to build the industrial might of the nation. Some other ideas are basic to capitalism. Competition, freedom of contract, free enterprise.
And massive
What do
social
they mean?
inequality.
Could these rights exist without laws that define and protect them? Do just these few things
Rhetorical
make
question,
up a
moron.
capitalistic system? Or should something more be said? Perhaps your forum will have some of the answers.
There is more to be said, Mr.
Or maybe
Howard.
they won't.
A
It's kind of
great
Russian
deal
roulette
more.
with these people, you know.
That's why we're holding this forum. Now it's up to you. Listen, consider, discuss. This is your forum. What is
Rinse,
capitalism?
repeat. Wow.